A suburban dad of 4 drives 500 miles to pull the trigger, to gun down a local school superintendent standing out in his own front yard. Why? Suburban dad does a little sleuthing. He gets onto his wife's emails. I tried that with my husband. My head nearly blew off. It was so boring. He reads his wife's emails and is convinced she's still having a sex affair with a school superintendent 500 miles away. Well, he had plenty of time to plan that. Straight out to Maki Becker, reporter with the Buffalo News, co-author of The Bike Path Killer. Maki, how many times did he shoot the school superintendent?
Our understanding is that he shot him 3 times in the body.
Oh, and the guy's standing out in his own front yard, right?
Well, it sounds like that Mr. Taglinetti was waiting for Mr. Reed. He had just returned home and confronted him there. And about 150 feet from his home in a field-type area, that's where he was shot. That's where his body was found.
I don't get it. Maki Becker, Maki with the Buffalo News, joining us. I think if your spouse cheats, just send them to their lover. COD, cash on delivery, no return address. But murder, let's start at the beginning. Let's go out to Andy Alm, news director with WMGW. Andy, how did this whole thing get started?
Well, Nancy, the superintendent was believed to have been shot dead, I believe, on the 21st of September. They found his body actually on the 24th. Again, he was the superintendent of the school.
Andy, I said let's go back to the beginning. The beginning would not start with the dead body. The beginning would start with the husband getting into his wife's email.
Well, that we don't know when he accessed the emails, but we do know he had emails in his car at the time he was apprehended.
What else do we know, Andy?
Well, we know that the wife of Mr. Taglinetti and Reed did previously have a relationship. I believe it was in 2010. So it is pretty clear there is a love triangle scenario going on. I think the thing that's difficult here to know is exactly how long that relationship lasted. Was it still really going on, or it's unclear.
Why,
at this point.
Andy? Why does it matter if it's still going on? Is that motive for murder in your book, Andy Alm with WMGW? Your wife's having affairs, so go ahead and pull the trigger?
Oh, it's obviously not justified.
Well, another thing I don't understand is a 2010 affair. He gets mad in 2012 over something that happened 2 years ago. Well, Maki Becker, back to you with the Buffalo News. What was this, a slow burn? Was he just percolating this whole time until it finally turned into a murder? What happened?
Well, it's unclear whether he knew about the previous relationship back a couple of years before the murder. The Taglianettis had separated, and it sounded like the wife had moved back to Saratoga Springs, New York, and somehow went on an online dating service, and that's how she met Mr. Reed.
Well, isn't he married too, the school superintendent?
He's divorced. He has 3 older daughters. I believe they're all grown. And he, at some point, was engaged, but that engagement had broken off as well, so it's not really clear exactly what his status. But he was single. He was living alone when the shooting happened.